Sai Ram, Uncle.
Sai Ram.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So thank you for actually spending time with us this evening and giving us your time. Today we're actually getting together. As you know, our Dallas Science Center has just marked 40th year being a center. So we will be celebrating the anniversary. As part of that program, we would like to have you, Sarma Uncle, Sarma Gunturi Uncle, as part of our celebrations. And having you been and seeing the center journey, we would like to take some time and ask you some questions about our center and about you and how it evolved.
It's wonderful because as we saw, I think Dallas Science Center, thinking about doing something about the center at the 40th year, that's a monumental task, first of all, but congratulations to everyone. And whatever I know about the Dallas Science Center, I can share, along with my personal transformation too. So that's two things that I want to do. And as well as how my family also was involved in Sai organization. Okay?
That's great because it is extremely our honor to be part, like doing that interview with you today. And I'm also hoping that in this, our session today, we would also hit some of the initial days and then how it evolved all the way up until today. So maybe we can start with you first and then slowly wean into the center and the journey of it. So if I may ask, can you tell us a little bit about how you got introduced to Swami or you became Swami's devotee per se?
Yes, thank you. I think the question is how I came to Swami's fold is not the question. I think the question is the other way. How Swami took me into his fold. Because Swami is always ready to take us. He's like, our parent. He's like mother and father. But children try to abandon the parents, but parents never abandon the children. So that's how everything happened to me also. And it started a long, long time back, even at my father's level, because we were devotees with Shirdi Sai. So my father went to Shirdi probably, I don't know exactly when he went, but 1930s. And he saw the divine. So he came back and they constructed a first Shirdi Sai temple in our hometown, Tenali. So from the day one in my birth onwards, we are all just Sai, nothing else. So every day we used to go to Shirdi Sai temple, which is close by, and participate in bhajans and come back. And all the programs that are available there. And Aradhana Day is a fantastic celebration. We never used to miss it. So that's how we grew up. But slowly you think that you know everything, and suddenly you feel that you don't need Swami, and we abandon him. That's exactly what happened to me also. I said, okay, who is this person? Again, Shirdi Sai was gone at that time. So Sathya Sai Baba has come on board, seeing Swami in Bangalore. I used to be in Bangalore, because I was doing my PhD there in the Institute of Science. So Swami used to come to Malleshwaram, where Dr. Padmanabhan used to be there. Gita Ram's dad.
I see. Yeah.
So that's where I used to see a red bench car coming there. Every time when we go to walk, they come there. And I said, this person has come now, I need to walk the other side of the road because I don't want to see him. Because I said, who is the person who can tell my future into why should I be involved in this person's? And I used to regret. I said, for all the days, 365 days, I don't know why I was born on the same day as Sathya Sai Baba. I used to regret
Wow.
a lot. at that time, So, and slowly, obviously, we went to, I was in Bombay for a job. And one of our friends, he's a strong devotee of Swami. I mean, he used to be very close to him. And he used to tell me, hey, you should come and see Swami. I said, I have no interest to see Swami. But he said, why don't you come? Swami is coming to Bombay. At that time, I don't know whether you remember that Shirdi Ke Sai Baba movie has come, Manoj Kumar's.
Yes.
So Swami came to Bombay. For, not for inauguration of the movie, but for the sake of the movie. So they came there. So my friend asked me, hey, why don't you come and see Swami? I said, if I have time, I'll come. Otherwise I can't guarantee. I mean, there was so big a crowd there. And I was standing somewhere at the very back. And I told I have no clue how the organization runs, but I told one of the volunteers, I said, my friend asked me to come here to just see Sathya Sai Baba. He said, yeah, go. I mean, I was put in just behind the students in the hall there, crowd. I was sitting there. Swami walks down and stands in front of me. I said, I don't know what to do. I mean, this guy is sitting almost standing in front of me. My friend was in jitters because he said, hey, take Pada Namaskar. I said, no, I can't touch his feet. So Swami went away.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So that's the story in Bombay. So I came to this country in '83, and we went to Houston for a trip, and we came back. But the whole through the day, I had an urge to see Sathya Sai Baba. I don't know why.
Oh.
I had an urge to see Sathya Sai Baba. So when we came back, still it is going on at 11:30 in the night. I said, let me at least divert myself looking at some movie or something on the TV. So I switched on the TV. Swami's picture comes there. So they are doing what is called Godmen of India, a program. So that's where Swami comes in. So I was shocked a little bit on that because the whole day I wanted to see him. So I left it there. And maybe a couple of weeks later, I had an urge to listen to Swami. I never heard his voice because just saw some pictures, but I never heard his voice. So that query, your yearning is there that I want to listen to him. And in those days, there is the very beginning of video recorders. So suddenly my brother calls me. He said, hey, by the way, you want to hear Sathya Sai Baba? I said, what? Yeah, by mistake. We forgot to switch off the recording. We wanted to record a movie, and it went on. And after we saw it, there is Swami talking. So Swami was talking about last years of Jesus Christ.
Oh, really?
That is the documentary in which they were captured. So I said, this is something is going on here. Now I need to work on this one. Because it's no longer, it's not accidental, but it is determinantal. Yeah. So immediately I wrote to my friend. I asked him, I said, do you have Sathya Sai Baba's photo? He immediately sent me one photograph, which was blessed by Swami. And he sent it to me, and I said, do you have any Sai centers in Dallas? He said, I have no idea there is any center in Dallas, because officially there is nothing there. I don't know what is there, no clue. So I was searching. I said, there must be Sai center somewhere.
This is still 1983?
83.
Okay.
It is the July time frame. We went for a bhajan at the Hindu temple. At that time, they wanted to do some bhajans. And suddenly they announced that there are bhajans from Sai group. I said, wow, this is fantastic. That's where I saw Sunita ji and Shalina auntie and all those people are there. They came for a bhajan. They were sitting there, but nobody has put a photograph of Swami on the altar or anywhere. I mean, just they sat and I said, no, how can it be without Swami's picture? So I took out my wallet,
Oh,
just folded it and put it there.
is it the same picture you received?
Yes, I was referring to. So the bhajans are over and we came back and I forgot about the wallet. So that's where, I mean, how Swami puts it together. So the gentleman who took the wallet home, he called. He said, hey, you forgot your wallet? Would you like to come? Why don't you come for a bhajan? You can take your wallet too. So myself and Lakshmi auntie, we went there. And they said, yeah, well, please sing a song, a bhajan. I said, what bhajan? We are talking nothing, But Lakshmi auntie being a singer, she could do non-Sai bhajan. But we took away my wallet and came back. And we said, I'm not going back to bhajans. I mean, I don't know how it goes. So we stopped there. Then after a couple of weeks, because I used to play bridge, on Sunday afternoon. So one of the persons, he called me. I was supposed to play a match with him. And he said, can you play? I said, yeah, Sunday afternoon I can play. He said, no, Sunday afternoon I cannot because I go to bhajans. I said, if you go to bhajans, you go, but is there any other time that you can come back and try to do this? I said, I told him, no, I am busy. You said you could play bridge, so why don't you come for bhajans? So I went to that bhajan. I never saw that gentleman. I never saw him.
Because you went to bhajan?
I have no idea. Somebody called me, go to that bhajan.
Wow.
So I went there, and again, same thing. They said, can you sing? Sunita ji was there. And she asked me, I said, I have no idea what is a bhajan. First of all, I never sang in my life. So then she said, no, I'll give you a cassette, sung by Swami.
Oh.
So she gave me a cassette. She said, listen to that. Whichever appeals to you, you can sing next time. So that's how we started. My very first bhajan is Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, Swami's bhajan. And till today, it goes on. That's how, how it goes through in our life, right? Swami makes it happen.
Yeah.
As if we are doing a lot of work, but he knows when to bring us back. So as of today, that's okay. That's how I came to Swami's. I won't say that into his fold, he brought me back.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So,
Uncle, you were mentioning 1983 and going to the bhajans. All of a sudden, I felt like every single entity that was taking you closer to the Swami or getting that center was almost like a visiting card. Each one of them were giving you a visiting card to the center.
Yes. He never gave up, first of all.
Yeah.
Because, having our way of thinking, you feel that, hey, something is going on, but you need to heed to Swami's messages, his way of working through, right? And how he can make sure. I don't know what role he has for me for the next 40 years, I don't know. But he wanted me there. He could have done it earlier, 10 years back or later, but he wanted me to be there at that time. He said, you have to attend the bhajans and see where it is, what it is.
You have a role to play at the center.
Yes, I don't know. That's whatever he has given, if it is a privilege to work for Swami, because that's how you look at it in your life.
Yeah.
Because you have so many other things that can be done,
Yes.
but working for Swami is special.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Miracles Are My Visiting Cards is one of the books that he. So your story totally reminded me of
Yes.
that. Because you talked about coming to the center, can you tell us a little bit about what that location might have looked like, or where was it?
Yeah, I mean, we were meeting at different devotees' places, actually and also one thing that happened is that person I was telling you, his name is Kishan, and his wife's name is Pushpa.
Oh.
They were moving out of Dallas, but he had a dream that another 2 people are coming.
You and Lakshmi Auntie, I guess.
So he was very happy. He said, we can go home, to India. So, I mean, like this, we were meeting at different places. Maybe about 10, 15 people, maximum 20 people.
Oh, so there were 10 to 15 families at initial days?
Number.
Number,
I mean,
okay.
I won't even call it families because, as you know very well, I mean, not always that the husband and wife go into the same fold.
Oh, yeah, that's
so they
true.
have, different people in different ways. At that time, we felt that we need to have a central place. That's the idea that came up. We said, hey, we need to have a central place so that people will be comfortable to come. Because some people may not be comfortable to come to homes.
Oh.
So that's the reason that we said, hey, can we look at some, a central place? And again, it's all Swami's Leela. In that group, even though it's a small group, we used to have one American lady. Her name is Meg.
Oh, Meg, okay.
I mean, she used to sing Subramanyam at a pace where we could not even follow.
Oh,
I mean, she's a phenomenal singer. She said, don't worry, we'll get the center before Swami's birthday.
Huh.
I mean, she made it a point. She said, hey, don't worry about it, we'll get the center. And we found the first center. I mean, now the building is gone. It is at Hillcrest and LBJ.
Oh.
It's the first science church. So it is a church there, but it is the first science church because they are slightly modern type. So we walk in and they welcomed us. And surprisingly, the pastor, he knows about Swami in and out.
What?
And they have more books
Oh, Swami.
because we never saw those books earlier because we were all just gathering. But they have beautiful library of Swami's books. They said, you are most welcome to do Swami's bhajans.
So how
So-
did you find that center then?
I mean, Meg found.
Oh,
I mean, Meg, as I said, Swami, so we did start the center in that first science church at Hillcrest and LBJ.
Richardson. Richardson?
No, it's in Dallas.
Dallas,
It is in
okay.
Dallas.
Ah.
So we used to go there, and they have a small extension to the church. That's where they said you can participate. And they used to come too. I mean, a lot of Americans used to come there to the bhajans.
Wow.
So we said, hey, in this case, then we need to have, slowly we came to know about the all English bhajans.
Oh.
And initially, obviously, nobody knows more than 2 bhajans. So we used to have one sheet of paper and maybe 6, 7 bhajans. You keep on singing every Sunday so that hoping by the time you are at the 4th Sunday,
You'd
people can sing.
Wow.
So that's how we had the initial members. And once we have formed is an official center, Sunita Surtani has become our first president, and Dr. Rao is vice president. And the members wise, Dharmarajan and Malati auntie, they were there. And Radha Suri, that family was there. I mean, slowly my brother and his family came, and of course Ganesh, uncle. And we used to have another couple, Umesh and Sudha. Sudha was, a Swami student. So she said, oh boy, I found Swami here. So it's a close-knit group where we could do all this.
So, Uncle, what time did you meet? Was it also Sunday?
Sunday afternoon, yes. It's a Sunday afternoon, 3:30 is what we thought we can use. Bhajans are going on for quite some time. Obviously, we don't have anybody to play tabla or nothing is there. But suddenly Sunitaji brought the Hare Krishna drums. That red drums you used to have. So she said, why don't you try it? So I played that drum for almost about 2 years. Even in Akhand Bhajan. So we used to meet that extension. So it is, and they started the Bal Vikas program next year. Because we said, can we have Akhand Bhajan? We dared to have an Akhand Bhajan in 84.
Yeah.
And not thinking that we'll not have all the bhajans for the 24 hours. So we were exhausted within about maybe 2 hours, we are done. So we used to repeat those bhajans, and in the night, at 12 o'clock, we used to play tape and sleep in the church. We slept in the church. That's how our first Akhand Bhajan went on. So we just played so that we can get up at 5:30 and do the Suprabhatam. So, but it was a phenomenal effort there that everybody wanted to participate in the Akhand Bhajan, first Akhand Bhajan. And slowly the Bal Vikas started. All the kids who were there, I think Ansuya is there, Radha Suri's eldest daughter was there. So, 3 or 4 people are there. And the younger ones are, you're looking at Lalita is there. And, like that. Very few people, 5, 6 Bal Vikas, but in all sincerity, everybody started that. And one more major thing that we wanted to do is obviously service. So we wanted to do all the service projects. What can we do and how we can go into the community. So we used to have, I don't know whether probably a lot of people in Sai Center know, James Redmond. He used to be here. So he found few places, and then suddenly we found this, Austin Street Shelter. That is when we went there and talked to them.
So is that the first Seva?
First Seva project that we went. Okay. And the surprising thing about that building is, Uma auntie dreamt about, in her dream, she saw exactly that gate. And we went there. So that's how we started the first project in there. And there used to be, I forgot about that lady, she used to take all the orphans and who were abandoned kids and the highly handicapped. So we said, hey, why not we do birthdays there for their kids, but they're highly handicapped. So everybody in the group said, we can't handle it, we cannot see that. If this is what Swami wants us to do, we don't want to do the service like this. Because we are not able to sleep for the next 10 days. Because the sight there is so traumatic. Wow. Yes.
So Uncle, you were sharing about the location and from homes to actually being in Dallas at a center. I heard that we have switched locations or moved from one location to another location before we reached to this Plano church. Can you tell us that journey? How many did we switch? Why did we switch? And curious to know how they looked like.
There are 2 reasons. One is, obviously, Sai Center was growing.
Wow, yeah.
Because, the hall the extension hall at First Science Center, the church, could not accommodate a lot of people. Maybe about 20 people or more than enough in that particular room. So slowly we are also looking at and going to see, because we started Bal Vikas classes. So you need rooms for that. So slowly we started looking at. And surprisingly, the same Unitarian church that we are talking about today, where we moved 20 years back, they were at 75 and Beltline. So we moved there. They said, please take this hall there. So we worked, meeting there in that hall for quite some time, maybe a couple of years. But unfortunately, it caught fire.
Oh.
So we have to move out of that. So we said, okay, now let's move. And at that time, Unitarian Church, they said we no longer want to be there. So they moved out. So we didn't, obviously here, at that time, you're looking at Plano, Parker, and all that, it's wilderness, right? It's nowhere near the civilization. So we said we cannot go there. So we tried to look at different places. In all, we must have moved at least about 8 different churches, because every time we go there. And initially, everybody loves to have Sai bhajans, and they see everything. But inherently, they feel this is a cult. So they see our leaving shoes outside, sitting down, right? Doing bhajans, no music, but just singing something which they cannot even find what was going on. So slowly but steadily, what happens? Initially, first 3 months, it's a honeymoon time. So we used to have dinners with them, very nice, everything. So slowly it deteriorates, and they say now, our youth wanted to use on Sunday afternoon after our services. Can you please relocate yourself somewhere else? Oh. So we moved near Beltline and Quiet. That's another place where we had quite some time, for 3-4 years. And from there we went to the other side of Quiet and Beltline. After some time, we could not even find any place. So we met near Spring Valley. It's a small place, very small place. So we used to have only bhajans. No SSC classes will be at homes. Oh. So but still continued. SSC classes were continued. And then we went down to a Park and Independence. That's a beautiful church. They love, it's a big church, and we were there. So it so happened that Chinmaya Mission used to use this place, this Unitarian church at Parker. They wanted to build their own. So they moved to their own building. So we immediately looked at this particular one. And most of the places, on all this, I think there are 3 or 4 people who are constantly looking for places. One is Dr. Raj Natarajan, and Kalyan Ram, and few more people are there. Their mission is, once we go into a church, when is the next church? That's it.
It's like that committee.
That's a committee to find out exactly which church can accept us. Then we went to Garland, on Buckingham. That's also a beautiful venue. We had a couple of years there. So, we moved around, a lot of, but as we are growing also, because in all these times, there are 2 factors. One is, obviously, everybody is interested to get Swami's teachings to their families. But now, at that time, now you're looking at the next generation kids are growing up. So you're looking at 13, 14, or just 3 years olds, 4 years olds. So they wanted their kids to be in Bal Vikas, no other questions. So we have to accommodate, so we started doing that. So you have, at the time, even the SSC program itself, they had put down the curriculum and what are all the groups should be done. So even at Puttaparthi, they came out with all the syllabuses, how we can go with. So slowly it built. So we are, in accordance with that particular context, we also expanded. So we wanted to do from 12 people, we are talking about 35 to 40, 55. Slowly it will be becoming. So we had the first Ishwarama Day, so-called Ishwarama Day. It was in a hall where there nothing, just the kids walked out in front of us. That's it. I mean, so, but it is Balvika's presentation. Everybody was thrilled to see their kids, participating in Ishwarama Day. And there are so many people, it's so, even though I'm involved with Sai Center for the last 40 years, I was not in the office bearers, not a president.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I became president, but you know
Yes.
very well, you were also there, so it's much, much later.
Yeah.
But between that portion and the earlier 1984s, there are so many people who worked, tirelessly on the overall Sai Center, like Uma, Dr. Rao, you have Ganesh is there, Suryanarayana Suri, he was president there, and you have Jagdish Ji is there, Srinivas Somasetti is there, Mukesh Ji is there. There are so many people who are dedicated, almost their entire, even though everybody is working, I know that everybody works, everybody is putting on their own almost over 10 hours a day in work, but still, love to work with Swami, because it is not that you work for Swami, but it is love to work with Swami, because Swami is always with us.
Yeah.
So that prompted, and then obviously we wanted to see how we can improve onto the SSE wing, all the teachers' trainings, and coordinators, slowly but steadily it is improving. And somehow Dala Sai Center took up on bhajans. That almost, I can say, it's a passion for Dala Sai Center.
Yeah.
Because when we go to the retreats, they are waiting for Dala Sai Center bhajans. So, there are a lot of singers are there, or they can be trained to be singers. So, a lot of effort was there. But the goal is, how can we make an experience of attending Sai Center a pleasant one and a satsang?
Satsang, yeah.
Right? That's where we started off. And to be frank, I think I can't say it is a neglected wing, but the study circle was never somehow, I don't know why, it never picked up in Dala Sai Center.
Yeah.
It's always requesting people, whereas if you go to some other center, the main thing is study circle. Bhajans, they don't care. But in Phoenix and all those places, it used to be like that. They have major thing is study circle. And then occasionally they have bhajans.
Yeah,
ours is slightly
quite
different
yeah.
because of, I think, the number of people who attend being from...
And the talent is there too.
Talent is there, I say, probably, I don't know. But that's how it developed into, we have to move places because of the expansions that we have, more number of people. At the same time, the second reason is we were kicked out also. No question about it. So this is how overall it came into Dala Sai Center.
If I could ask,
Yes.
Did you have to pay for those locations, or was it like free?
No, there is no free lunch in US. I think we are mistaken that we think that everything is free. Nothing is free. You have to do it. So again, we thought it has to be somewhere. We wanted to make sure that you have some funds available so that even if they have to go somewhere else, you need to pay rents. So very, very discreetly, we requested people. We said, hey, can you support this endeavor? Because we want to make sure that we have at least 6 months rent in the bank. So automatic withdrawal from your account, is it possible? They said, yeah, a lot of people came forward. We need to thank all those people who have done it.
Yeah,
We're still doing it.
Yeah.
They are there. So that's how the Sai Center, because as we know, we have a strict rule that we cannot ask for money, number one, and we cannot even put the money kitty box there. So, I mean, this is how we have to, because everybody needs to know that the Sai Center, any place you want to be there, unless it is your own,
Yeah.
you have to pay rent.
Correct.
So that's how we have gone through. But the hardships are there, but again, once you give that to Swami, as Swami says, if you do my work, I will do your work. So if you say, Swami, we need this work to be done and we need to meet here, I mean, he gives the rent. I mean,
So, Uncle, if I could ask, you mentioned different presidents' names.
yes.
Is it possible to highlight how each decade things might have changed? Whether it's communication, I mean, right now we do email communication for
Yes.
program announcements. I don't know how it was back then. I came to Center in 2000.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, there are many ways that we try to do because the idea is to communicate.
Yeah.
So we used to have announcements prior to bhajan. Nobody used to come on time for bhajans. So you don't have many people. So we said, oh, no, this is not the way. Let's do the announcements immediately after the bhajans so that everybody, whoever is coming is there. So we try to do that. Slowly we try to communicate. At, I think, a much later time, we started the communication was this inside is a almost like a 4-page quarterly or monthly, I don't remember. I mean, probably quarterly, I think. So we did that publication asking all the kids to participate because they're excited. I mean, because they see their own work to be published and communication-wise. So we did that. I mean, there's no email or anything. So you can call people because at least we have landlines. So no cell phones, but the landlines are there. So anything. But because of the fact that small gatherings, and if it's a special occasion, I mean, word of mouth, I mean, it goes and tells that, oh, people know that Sai Center is existing, now Sai Center is celebrating, whether you call it Guru Purnima or Swami's birthday, I mean, Ishrama Day. So it slowly picked up because by talking with people and telling people, because the parents are there. So, I mean, the best thing, I think, what the second generation after my kids and the rest of them did is they grew up with Swami, with those values which were taught in these SSC classes and things like that. And to give you one example how it impacted, I mean, I remember still, we keep on telling. One time, myself and Lakshmi Auntie were sick. So we were, lying down in the bed, and Nivedita was ready for Balvikas. We said, no, you can't go because we are sick. She said, I am not sick. So we have to call Uma Auntie, ask her to take her. So that is, I think, everybody, every kid, I mean, it's not my kid or anything, every kid felt that way.
They took seriously.
Very seriously. And the discipline, I mean, Sunday afternoon means, I mean, they are ready to go. Yeah. Because I keep on telling people that our week starts Sunday afternoon. It's not Monday morning. It's a Sunday afternoon. So that's where we go through that and we look forward for Sunday so that we can go back to bhajans and Sai Center. So all the people, I mean, they have communicated tremendously. They had very good teams, I mean, whether it is service activity or bhajan or, overall, and the altar. I mean, basically the altar is everybody, still it is the same because only few people do the 95% of the job, but they love to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that you can ask people to go and put it there unless the heart is there.
Yeah.
So when they feel that they wanted to invite Swami to the center, at that time, whatever it is, I mean, they wanted to be perfect, when you talk about perfection, I mean, I have to tip my hat to Mukeshji.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a meticulous person. Even folding the mats, you cannot put them in any different way.
Is he the one who created that process
Yes.
of how to fold
Yes,
it? We
yes,
still
yes,
follow it
yes,
today.
Yes, yes. I mean, he's the person.
Yeah.
He has done tremendous work for Sai Center. Like that, I mean, you take Uma, same thing. I mean, she did tremendous things on SSC Bal because that is her passion. So everybody has their own passion to go, but Lakshmi Auntie did bhajans.
Yeah.
And service, I mean, a lot of people are there, relentlessly they are doing everything there, trying to figure out how we can help people.
Yeah.
So each wing, they took it on themselves, so that as a whole Sai Center grows.
Yeah, I remember Ansuya Auntie's uncle, husband, study circle too.
Yes, everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
So that's how we progress in Sai Center. Today, you're talking about waiting list for Bal Vikas, SSC.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tremendous, I can say proudly,
Yeah.
that's what Swami meant for.
Yeah.
Swami saw in 20 years or 40 years, this is what the Sai Center will be, and he wanted much more.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, whether it is another center or this center, it doesn't matter, but Swami wanted his message to go. And these are the people who will be taking over next generation, right? I mean, like you and, the next generation have a passion to be with Swami,
Yeah.
then, nothing to worry about, and it goes on.
So nicely put. From that time until 2000s, and then we started taking Parthi trips. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, and then diving into you becoming a president in 2010. So that entire decade from 2000 to 2010, if you could highlight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a dream come true for all of us.
Yeah.
When we thought we were going to Parthi in 2003, and the whole region worked on that, and we all went there.
I remember Saish being spelling bee.
Yes, yes. But I think for everyone, it's one-on-one with Swami on 2003, because we knew that Swami was not well and he was not there for 3 weeks, and we have no clue whether he will come out or not. But still, the whole group stayed there and did a wonderful job. And Swami, I think he narrated this about Dala Sai Center, devotion of the Region 10, obviously Texas, not Dala Sai Center, but Texas is Region 10, how devoted they are, and which moved him to come out.
Oh, so who actually thought of that idea? Is a trip something that other regions have done that we've also tried to take upon that opportunity, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because earlier to that, from UK, they used to have a regular group that are coming up, and I think it's from California they went. So we thought, hey, why not? We need to do this, and I think initiative was taken by Mukesh again, because I think he was the regional president at that time. So, he was there. It's a tremendous work, and it's done. And then we did it in 2005.
Yeah.
And there we had an opportunity to sing in front of Swami, right? Not only for a play, but even to sing in front of Swami.
Yeah.
So that's, I think the pinnacle of, at least for me, it's pinnacle for me, because I was playing cymbals there in front of Swami. I was so scared to play, to be frank. But we could manage for 1 hour, and that's a very wonderful trip. We came back. And in between, I think I just want to talk about one incident. This is not an experience, but it is an internal experience that I had with with Swami, because we keep on talking about Swami's love all, serve all. Everything is love. But I had a question to him, what is this love you are talking about? We have no idea, because every love you can comprehend, they say this is not the love which Swami talks. Right?
Different love.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a different love. So I questioned Swami in my retrospective or introspective. I said, Swami, this is like a person who never tasted sugar and he's a blind person, and you are asking him to go to Sam's, that's a huge one, and to get me sugar. How can you get it? Then Swami said, do you know what I tell about love? Let me read it for you. Okay, what Swami normally puts it there. He says, love in thought is truth. Love in action is right conduct.
Oh.
Love is understanding, is peace. Love in feeling is non-violence.
Wow.
So these are the quotes Swami gave. He said, do you remember this? I said, yes, Swami, I know. I can tell you this is it. But still, you are not telling me the answer, what is love?
Oh.
So he said, let me give you another example. You have so many sweets. You have gulab jamun, you have Mysore pak, you have basundi, whatever it is. In all this, do you feel sweetness? I said, yes, Swami, they are sweet. But do you see sugar? No, you don't see sugar at all. But they are sweet. But you know very well, it is not the wheat flour that is sweet. You know that. So, there's something else. Then he said, did you get it? I said, no, Swami, I still am dumb. I cannot understand what you are telling. He said, okay, do one more thing. First thing he said is, you are a stupid guy. You don't understand. I'm explaining it to you, but you are not understanding. So let me go through a slightly different route. He said, please reverse what I said to you. Okay? So I said, Swami, truth as thought is love. Right conduct in action is love. Peace in understanding is love. Non-violence in feeling is love. So if you have these four, you have love. What else you need? That is love. This is nothing else beyond what I was talking about, different loves or anything. This is what it is. If you have these four, your daily life, that is love. So he said, if you want to spread love, practice this form. So that's a profound insight for me when you talk about this Swami talking about love all, serve all, whatever it is. So that is one.
How did you feel when you became president in 2010? I remember I was like your YA coordinator too at that time.
Yes.
Can you hit slightly upon that? And also, at that same time, being and seeing the initial days up until your presidency, did those experiences impact you in like growing the center under your wing?
Again, I don't think that I did anything special about it, because everyone who has taken that responsibility was given the opportunity by Swami.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I take it up or somebody else, Swami gives it.
Yeah.
So how much you want to take advantage of that position or that work, to see how, because every time when you look at it, any job that you try to do, the only question that you need to ask ourselves is it right in eyes of Swami? That's all it is.
Wow, okay.
Once you feel, yes, Swami okays this, you're okay. It doesn't matter who else is telling you not to do or do it. But once you have inside your heart, telling that, yes, this is what Swami wants you to do. So do it. Right? So, I mean, to go back to your 2010,
Question, please do.
I mean, we were planning to go to India, we planned to go. And I was telling Mukesh at that time, I said, I'm going to India. So he asked me, when are you going to Parthi? So I said, I'm not going to Parthi this year. I'm going to Varanasi. He said, how come? I mean, everything is in Parthi, why do you want to go anywhere else? I said, I know Swami is, everything is in Parthi, but I wanted to see Swami everywhere. So that's the reason I want to go. So we planned, but it so happened that my daughter Nivedita, she wanted to go to Parthi, so we went there. I mean, that is the last weeks of, November time frame in 2000. And I never saw in Parthi Swami taking two artis in the same sitting. I mean, that day he took two artis because we are not able to stay for the evening arti. There were two artis in the morning. So I said, Swami, thank you. So we went to Varanasi. Okay, and we wanted to take a place to stay there. We searched for about 3 hours, but we could not find a place at all. And our Lakshmi Aunty was talking about, no, we need to attend to Ganga Aarti. We have to. Forget about the hotel and things like that. The car will wait, but we'll go to Ganga Aarti and stay. Said, okay, let's go. To our surprise, I don't know whether you've gone to Varanasi. Now I don't know what is the situation, but at that time, huge poster of Swami was in Ganga. So Swami wanted us to have his darshan. We said, this is fantastic. So we wanted to see what is this Ganga Aarti that goes on there. And we looked at it, and in the altar there is Swami's photo in Ganga Aarti. I said, this is something odd. How come Swami is in the Ganga Aarti? So, I mean, we met the gentleman next day. We said, we saw Swami's photograph there. How come you're putting Swami's picture in this Ganga Aarti? He said, who else I should put? So, I mean, he gave us a VIP treatment and all that stuff. At that time, Mukesh ji called me. He said, we want you to be the president for this coming year, 2011.
Wow.
in
I remember
Varanasi.
Yeah.
So I said, I mean, I've seen Swami here, so if that is what he wants me to do it, I will do it. And as you know very well, I mean, I took the so-called office bearer position, and Swami went to hospital right away.
Yeah.
So that is the one, almost 1 month for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a tremendous time, a loss of physical presence of Swami. We could not take it. I mean, nobody could take it.
And console the whole center.
Yes. So, I mean, luckily for me, I mean, again, I feel it is Swami wanted me at that time.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, I don't know why he chose. So I said, any time in the night and day, if you want to call and cry, let's cry. So I used to get calls at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. They said, hey, we are not able to sleep. Yes, we are also not able to sleep. But, I mean, slowly, we need to go from sakara, the form, to formless. That's what Swami wanted us to look at it. So we went through that. So at that time only, I mean, you were asking about the stone padukas, because as you remember, when Swami Samadhi was done, they broke the whole thing. Yeah. And luckily for us, Dev, he brought some pieces from there.
Wow.
Because he was there. And so I said, we'll make padukas here, where Swami walked. Yeah. So that is where what you see it at the center. And if you look at it...
Not the feet, but the stone one.
Stone one, yes. And if you see under the seat Swami's chair, you have a orange spread cloth is there. That's also same thing. I mean, we brought it 40 years back. So we put it there. I mean, so, I mean, everybody contributes to the center to make happy that we are at the center.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how I came, and Swami helped me to, hopefully, I mean, again, I cannot judge whether I did good job in eyes of Swami or not, but I try to do whatever it is. So we did that. So
I remember something about Sai Care or something that was. Was that under your thing?
yes.
Can you tell us a little?
I mean, again, these are all Swami's, brooding, and then trying to give that idea. When you are looking at it, I mean, how go with it, and Sai Care is one. I mean, again, I talk about, because from the beginning, at least when I took over for the president's position, one goal in Sai Center I felt. Because all of us go to Sai Center to do what? To get peace and be with satsang. But if somebody leaves Sai Center without those two, those are the things that you need to worry about. Because there are people who go frustrated from Sai Center. They cry out of Sai Center, right? So we need to attend to that. We don't know what made them to look at it. We need to promote it. So in that way, there can be so many, because we are all human. So we have so many other things that goes in the life. Whether it is health, mental, physical, financial, whatever it is. There are so many stresses that go through, and they need somebody. And they have been coming to Sai Center. They are the members of the family. So you cannot abandon. And it's very difficult to ask for help, because it's human nature, because we wanted to make sure that we can do ourselves. So it's very, very difficult it's a fine line between trying to get a help and not to get help.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the reason that we wanted to start what is called the Sai Care.
Yeah.
So we started with that concept so that people can approach day in and day out.
And it's confidential.
It's confidential,
yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing that we remember, Parmala, that we started what we call Sai Gardens.
Yes.
It is about a garden in your heart and a garden in your backyard. So that is where we wanted to do, because we wanted to see what else we can do to cultivate the habit of spirituality in daily life. Because every time we talk about something, we just talk about it, but you don't do anything. So we thought, at least, again, it's all because of Swami, we thought, hey, why not we start a physical garden outside, but at the same time, you have an inner garden. So the link between these two is the human value. So once you call a garden, and we wanted to do it, so we put raised beds. We said we'll come and do it. So we did almost in Dallas area, I think in about 80 gardens. And we did it at a regional level. We went to Houston and all this. So, I mean, the idea is the kids as well as parents, they name the garden and cultivate that habit through gardening. When you have, when you put a seed, the sapling will not come next day. So you need patience. So practice patience. Wait for that to come. And watering. Or if you have weeds, every time you think about something else, bad thoughts are coming out, take them out. So this is how we try to develop the Sai garden in your heart with a physical garden. If you have, as you know, I mean, you have some rabbits are coming in, so you need to put a fence. So there you have external influences are coming in. So you put yourself into a fence, making sure that the value is taken care. So this is how we did, and we did the study circle after the gardening. So we had good, I hope people appreciated that, and
Yes.
the gardens are there. So that
It
is one
still
thing.
is there right now.
Still is going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everywhere, I think there are many places. We have talked about it for California, they started it. So, there are a lot of places where they wanted to do this Sai gardens as a means to do the spirituality. Because that's the whole idea, right? I mean, we are talking about spiritual practices, spirituality in daily life. And when you spend time in the garden, you can see Swami's miracles, right? I mean, you have a seed there. In 3 months' time, you are enjoying the fruit.
Yeah.
Where else you can see except Swami's grace, right? I mean, that's what Swami's love puts it. And I think some of our devotees, they've even, they chant Sai Gayatri to the garden. It flourishes.
Wow.
As you know very well, I mean, we have the community garden. And those guys, we adopted 3 or 4 plots there. They keep on asking us, what do you guys do there? I mean, the produce is abundance. So always Sai Gardens is outstanding produce compared to the rest of the 16 gardens. So it is just because of Swami's love. So that's one thing I think we enjoyed doing it.
Community outreach was also there, right? Like walk.
Yes. Walk for value.
Walk for value.
Yes, we did that.
So, what, in thinking about the future generation, since you're talking about future generation, what sort of wisdom or that you would like to?
I mean, I don't say it's the words of wisdom, but what I could observe. Because as we saw, we have come to this center, as I told you earlier. If every member makes sure that nobody goes home unsatisfied, because that's the first thing that we need to, as members, we need to look at it. And the second one is, yes, we are doing all the service projects, we are feeding the hungry, but I think we owe it to the community more than just feeding them. I think we need to go into community, adopt it, because that is the next generation. If you look at it, if you are asking them to come and sit for bhajans, they may say, I don't want to do that. But if you want to do a service project or you want to uplift a community, see what is their needs, because we have all the talent that is needed in Sai Center. You have doctors, you have engineers, you have financial guys, everybody is there. And still you see suffering elsewhere, next door or next community. But I think the next generation to take up Swami's project, the Grama Seva.
Yeah.
I think we have not done it. We never went out, though we did medical camps.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we are doing it.
And even the K Avenue
Yeah, I mean, we
clinic.
did some clinics there. We continued, but that's where we need to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not more into self-transformation is there, but there is a limit in self-transformation because you are running, your time is running out.
Yeah.
But the community is suffering. So as a Sai community, if we can take it up and say, hey, let's go into the community, give Swami's love there, because they can see. They can see the difference. Immediately they will see the difference that Swami is behind and Swami is coming through us. Because Swami can only come through us. Because that is the only way, right? We are all, as Swami says, I am you and you are me.
Yeah.
So we are all, if we take it that way, we need to do just like what Swami said, go to the community and work. I hope that the next phase for Sai Center is going into community. Okay?
Thank you so much, Uncle.
Thank you.
We've
for
spent
that.
recollecting all of those
Thank you.
initial days up until now. It's
Thank
us as Sai Center, new members, old members, the people who have been here for a long time.
Yes.
We would definitely enjoy
Thank you.
this.
I hope
Cherish it.
I hope it is okay, but
Yes.
that's what it is. So this is my personal journey with Swami. He allowed me to go. I hope he will not abandon me.
Yes.
So that's where it is. So, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for spending
Thank you,
this
Sai
time.
Ram.
Sai Ram.
Thank you.